Hey everybody, I'm Marty Brown, and this is my beautiful wife Shellie Brown right here beside me, and we're going to do this interview today and play a little music and tell you a little bit about ourselves and our journey that we've been on. Like I said, for a lot of people, I'm a country music singer. I'm from a little town called Maceo, Kentucky. We live in Franklin, Kentucky now. Music's been in my life ever since my mama says, ever since I've been in the high chair, I was singing. And my mom and dad, they very first met. There was a tobacco field between my papa's house and my papa's house where my mom and my dad were raised. And my papa could afford to give my mom guitar lessons way back then, but my papa couldn't. You know, they were a little bit poor farmers, you know, they were sharecropping. So my mama would practice her guitar lessons with her guitar that she was learning at the music school on her back porch, and it would go over the tops of those tobaccos, you know, tobacco plants, the leaves, and my dad would hear it from the other porch from my papa's house. And Mama said every day, she said she was seeing the tobacco just moving a little closer, and finally my dad ended up on the edge of the patch of tobacco there, and she told him to come on up, and so my mom started showing him how to play the guitar on the back porch of my papa's house there, and they fell in love. And but my dad, I tell everybody, my dad was like he was a natural talent. You know, he took to that guitar like a duck to water. And after about a week of it, well, he was coming over there to my mom, and my mom was falling in love with him, and he was falling in love with that guitar, and he couldn't keep it out of his hands, and mom couldn't take her, you know, she couldn't take her lessons because dad had the guitar. So she finally called that old man Burkhart Music, said, would you please sell this country boy a guitar on credit so I could take my lessons. Well, they fell in love there on that porch, and along I come 20 some odd years later, and here I am in Madisonville, Kentucky today. I worked at cutting tobacco. I was writing songs. I was sacking groceries. I was writing songs on grocery sacks. Just everywhere I went, you know, and I carried my guitar with me and just started writing those songs. And I always catered to the singer-songwriters, you know, coming up. If I seen an artist that had written their own song and they got an extra star in their crown, I listened to them a little bit closer. When I was a teenager, you know, writing those songs, I was about 12 years old. My songs used to be 20 and 30 minutes long. And radio don't like that though, but I was a 12-year-old kid. I had a lot to say and a lot of dreams, and so Mama, she was real critical. She said, Marty, I really like your songs, but they're just too long. So I remember we got our first microwave. Mama took a coffee cup full of water and stuck it in a microwave and set the timer for 3 minutes. She said, when this timer on this microwave goes off, your song needs to be done, and that's how my songs got radio ready. You know, thanks to Mama's microwave. Thank you for reminding me to tell that story. Well, I've loved music all my life, and then just kept dreaming and kept my eye on the ball. And then along come my wife Shellie. I met her, and I'll let her introduce herself to you.
Well, back up a little bit. You
Okay.
wrote the song "I'm from the Country and I Like It That Way" for Tracy Byrd, and then he thought he was done with the performing part, and he was just going to stay home with me and the kids. So we married about 13 years ago. I'm Shellie Brown from Montgomery, Alabama, and fell in love with a country boy from Kentucky, and he said, we're going to move to Franklin, you need to go find a teaching job up there, and I did, and 3 or 4 songs a day, just writing and recording, and he'd say, this sounds good for Tim McGraw, and I'd say, well, what about you? I think that would sound good on
Yeah,
you. And
I'd go back and forth to Nashville, and I'd record them, and I'd bring them home, and I'd play them in my truck. I'd play them in the kitchen and everywhere, and I write a lot of songs at our kitchen table. You know, I still do to this day. I grab my guitar and just get to picking out a song, and well, like I said, we fell in love with each other too. You know, like my mom and my dad did on that porch in Maceo, Kentucky, with that tobacco patch between us.
Why don't you play "I'm from the Country"?
You want to hear a little "I'm from the Country"? Okay, I can do that. Well, this
That's how you
song,
start the
yeah.
show.
Well, this song right here, when you're writing songs as a songwriter, I remember I was needing a hit. I was young and weeds was high in my tomato patch. I needed some money, and so I remember I thought to myself, I said, "There's got to be a lot of people out there living in the country and liking it and proud of it." So I thought, I think I'll write a song about that. I know I'm proud of being from Kentucky and being raised in the country, so I had a tune for another song. That's okay. What mama wants, mama gets. Well, I got that groove going right there, and I thought, that's a good groove. Been a lot of hit songs wrote to that groove. So I thought this right here. Well, all day long we working in the field, bringing on home to a home-cooked meal. Love you like Sunday, treat you like Saturday night. All right. Well, we know how to work, we know how to play. We're from the country and we like it that way. Hey, everybody knows everybody. Everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick up your shoes, come on in. Yeah, we know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country, we're from the country, Lordy. We're from the country and we like it that way. That's right. Well, I didn't know it after I wrote the song. I originally wrote the song, I'm from Kentucky and I like it that way. And my publisher in Nashville said they wanted me to make it a little more universal, and so I did. I changed it to I'm from the country, and I like it that way. Well, it went up the charts. It became a hit song, and the UK Wildcats, the cheerleaders, they picked it up without even knowing I'd written it. I'm from Kentucky, and I like it that way, and they made a cheer up for it. And every time they would score a basket or a touchdown, they would scream, "We're from Kentucky and we like it that way." And I called my publisher. I said, "You see, that's how it should have been." But I think they were right anyway. So I was pretty proud of that. That they took the cheerleaders took that song and made up a cheer like that for it. That's pretty cool. That was a cool moment. I've had a lot of cool moments in my life. I really, really have.